So I'm just going to start by saying these are just my opinions. You know, I've listened to this kind of music since I was a little kid. And this is just what I've taken from it, what I've seen work. I have witnessed a lot of artists go from small to big, you know, and ones that I said, oh, they're going to make it, and then they ended up making it. And I've never been an official AR or anything. Obviously, I'd want to do that, but I've never done it. But I do feel like I just have like certain areas of knowledge when it comes to artist development and what would work. And I see a lot of artists not really implementing that. So I think how I'm going to do this is like I'm going to do different series or different segments, different episodes, and try to just have different topics per episode related to just artist development and overall just what I would do if I was an artist and just different facets that I think lead to success. And I think taking it from the approach of an artist where it's like, even if you maybe aren't that great, which is like, and like I'm gonna say things like that, but I can be real with myself, you know, like I don't think I'm like amazing at what I do. I think I have like my good days and bad days, but I think it's like, it's good, you have to be real with yourself. Like if you really want to do this, you have to be very critical, and I think it's okay. Like, and we'll talk about this, but like if you say, like if someone just says you're good, like that doesn't really help you. Like if anything, it can be a bad thing because then it can build your ego. And like even if you just brush it off, like subconsciously it can start to kind of make you think you are good enough, and then you won't get any better. So I think like I would rather someone just say like that I'm not good, you know, because then that's going to motivate me to do like so much more than if someone's just like, oh, you're really good. Like, sure, I'm like thankful that they said that, like they didn't have to say that, but at the same time, like if you tell me I'm bad, or like even if I like see someone else is so much better than me, that motivates me way more, because then I'm like, I'm not good enough, I'm not as good as them, you know, where it's like I can do so much better, versus someone's like, yo, you're amazing. Like it's cool, but then it's like that's not really helping me, because then I'm like feeling like I'm good enough, and then I'm not going to get any better. And in my opinion, until you're like really successful, like you're not good enough, you know. But I guess to sum up this little intro video, I guess I just say like this is for artists that I know, this is hopefully for artists that I don't know also, but really just my 2 cents on like what you should be doing. And this is if you want to do music as a career, not just if you like to do it. Like that's cool if you just like to do it, but that's always something I ask artists early on, is like, what is your goal with this? Like, do you just do it because it's therapeutic and you just are good at music and you like music? Or do you really want to make a career out of it? And then another thing to consider is like, like, is it just about, because like there are some artists out there that like, and you can kind of tell, but they only make music because they can make money doing it, and they're just naturally gifted. Like they look like an artist and they sound really good, like they have a good voice, and so they just do it because they can make money, but they don't really like it. And I think there's ways to go about that too. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I just don't think it's like gonna be sustained, because if you don't really love it, it's gonna be harder for you. But yeah, I'm gonna segment this. I haven't really like fully determined it, but I think I'm gonna do like video, and then also just have it as a podcast as well, like if people want to listen in the car, just more options for that. Just kind of like free like tips that I give like people who pay me to help them out. Like I'm just trying to give it to everyone. But then at the same time, like if you want one-on-one work, like we can set up a deal, you know, where it's like I'll really work on you one-on-one, and I just make like little clips. But this is what I've been wanting to do for a while, so I think I'm going to start it out now. But I mean, really just stay tuned for it. Like I feel like I just developed things that I believe would work. And I think even if my methods are not effective for you, which I believe that they're only going to be effective for you, but say they're not, I don't think there's a con of doing it, because pretty much my goals entail more content and just smarter strategy. So I don't really think there's a way to lose by doing what I'm telling you. But it does take some work, you know. It's, in my opinion, what I propose is like more work than what a lot of artists are doing now. But at the same time, I don't think it's hard work. I think it's just understanding, like, there's ways to make it in music, and you just need to do them. Like, it's not, but I think ego, not even ego, but like insecurity and just not really believing in your art. And then also just finding that understanding of like, and I'm gonna get into like all this more, but it's like, I feel like a big issue is people will make, like, say you make a song, and then like a week later you make a song that's like much better, and then the artist is like, oh, I'm gonna discard that old one. And I just don't think that's really the right thing to do. Like, yes, it's great that you're growing, but at the same time, I just don't understand the logic there, because people want to see where you came from. They don't want to just see, you know, big artists. It's not like it's just their latest album is out, like all of their albums and their mixtapes and like their early mixtapes that like aren't even on streaming are out. And you can go back and like see the progression, and I think that's pretty cool. And like I think I'll do an episode just on that topic. But that's just something I don't get, like where it's like, oh, like I can't put this song out because I have one that's better. When really what you should have done is you should have made that first song, you should have put it out, and then a week later you make a better song and you put that out, and then people are like, you know, oh, I kind of like that last one, but I really like this one. And then you see a progression. Versus just being so caught up on like, oh, like this isn't as good, so like no one's ever gonna hear this, when you made it and like you liked the song. Like, and I don't know, I just have an issue with like perfectionists, because I get it, like you have that in your brain where you're like, it needs to be perfect. But at the same time, like, we do get, and I feel like that way a lot, because people will say like my photos are really good, or and it's like some of the photos I think are really good, but then at the same time, I think I can be so much better at what I'm doing. And I think some photos like aren't very good, you know, to be honest. And so I think when I'm doing that, like, it's okay for other people to think you're better than how you think. Like, I don't think I'm as good as some people think that I am. And I think that's winning. I think that's the objective though. But then to go back to the music part, like, I think put out that song because you made it and you like it, and even though it's, you know, oh, it's like it's not perfect, if you made it and it's a complete song and you like it, put it out. Like, yeah, you want to, like, you don't want to just do one take, you know, you want to make it right, but don't get so caught up on like, oh, well, you know, it's not perfect, it can't be out, like we're just gonna scratch it, when it was a good song and like a lot of people would really enjoy it. I feel like I'll be able to give a lot of people input, and I hope like you guys can like use it, and or not, but like at least hear it, you know, hear me out. And like really at the end of the day, I'm just trying to help artists, because like for me is I can be that barrier to say like, okay, you need to, like, this is what I would do if I had the sound that you had. You don't necessarily, like, you know, person doesn't necessarily have the same like ideas I have about how to get the music out, but they have the sound. So, and that's like another episode I was thinking about, is like explaining how like some people need a team and some people don't. So we're just gonna talk about a lot of those things, but I think that'll be it for this like little intro video. But hopefully like some people like this, and then I'll be motivated. Like I'm gonna make the other videos regardless, but hopefully like you guys will be motivated to watch the other videos. I'm like, I don't know, if they don't get like any views, I'm probably just like, I'll just be honest, I'm probably not gonna do them that much, just because it's like, if nobody cares, like, but at the same time, I'm not a quitter, you know, so I'll keep doing them. But yeah, like, just check in, and I'll be putting more out. I think I'm just gonna do them in the car a lot, because I just drive a lot and it's like fun. But yeah, I mean, stay tuned if you're an artist and you want to like, you want my tips to like what I would do and like what I think will help you get where you need to be. And I'm very like honest, you know, I'll be blunt with you. And the reason for that is like to just push you. Like you have to be blunt. Like if I just said like, oh, your music is so good, like that's not going to help you at all, because obviously if like you don't have, if obviously you're not like Roddy Ricch yet, so it's like saying that you're good is just not helping you right now. So anyway, I'm going to close off with that. Hopefully you guys are interested for this. I don't even know what I'm going to call it really, so let's just figure it out. But hopefully you guys like it, and I'll catch up with you guys soon. All right, I'll see you.